I was speaking to a follower on Instagram called Lauren, and she wanted to hear a bit more about my experience with scare acting, so I thought, let's not save for the Shard of Glass Halloween Academy. I'll do a separate video, and it was an excuse for me to get makeup on and get a bit creepy. I'm not going to do the full-on costumes and things like that, but there will be more videos around scare acting around Halloween in Vlogoween in the Shard of Glass Halloween Academy. So hit the subscribe button and hang on till Halloween, because we're going to be doing some tutorials. And oh god, I've already started planning it with my friend Rachel, and it's fantastic. I cannot wait. So I've been working in this industry for near on 5 years now, and I would say I'm in a pretty good position to give some advice, I suppose. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. It's going to help any of you out that want to get into the industry and want to know a bit more about it. Bit of a disclaimer, this video will talk about tendons and nasty things, and there will be some bad language in it, so stay tuned for that, and let's go right on and get this FAQ started. So there's a lot of confusion, I suppose I can say, around what scare actor is, and a lot of people seem to assume that scare actor is simply limited to a haunted house. But no, that's completely wrong, and people need to be educated. There are, I'd say, 3 different types if you want to get into this industry of people. There's your basic scare actor. Now, as a scare actor, you're not just limited to haunted houses. You can do haunts, anything like from screen parks, street entertainment, walkabout, film, music videos, TV, birthday parties, weddings. People want things like that, and I've seen it happen. And you're not just limited to a haunted house. There's plenty of jobs out there, and once you get into the industry, you will hear about these jobs a lot more. The second area that you could work in, I suppose, is sort of an area manager. This is more restricted to haunted houses and screen parks, but I'm going to come on to a bit more about the area managers later. But it's sort of your responsibility to still be a scare actor, but also be responsible for health and safety. Now, what that means is you're most likely to have a headset, and all the other area managers in the maze will have a headset, security will have a headset, and people backstage will have a headset. You're all connected together, and it's your responsibility to be the last person to leave that area of the maze and make sure all the guests and the actors are escorted out safely and no one's left in there. It's your responsibility to report any actors getting hurt or guests passing out and things like that to security. Basically, you're the eyes and the ears of the maze. A lot of the time there is CCTV in them, but if something goes wrong, they need to hear it from you ASAP. And it's easy to get more information from an area manager than it is a camera. Lastly, the sort of third type of person I could say you could scare in this, but that's an attraction owner. There's gonna be some bits coming soon on this channel about that, but I'm not gonna say any more because it's gonna give things away. But an owner of an attraction, unless you're home haunting, which is an art because it's fantastic. It's expensive to do haunting professionally, very expensive. You will have trouble with councils, you will have trouble with people going against the maze, people won't understand, it is hell, but it's brilliant. So now I'm going to move on to some things about more the actor side of stuff, because that's the bit I know most about. So I'm going to tell you how I got into scare acting originally. As you all know, I've been doing makeup for 6 or 7 years now, and I started off posting things on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, and in 2011, in about September, I got an email from someone at a local entertainment park needing a makeup artist for a scream park they were going to do. And it was all new and exciting, so I was like, I'll go down there and give it a go. So about 2 or 3 days before the actors were introduced, I went to the park and had a look round this Freak Week thing. And Tom, who I've worked with many years now, he showed me round Talk to Sell Alive, which was one of their attractions they had there. So he took me around the maze, like under show conditions and things like that, showed me some special effects and all the actors' positions and things like that, so I had quite a good knowledge of that maze. The night when everyone, like the meet-up came, when the actors got showed around the mazes and got to choose where they were and things like that, I came along for the meet and greet and things like that, and they all split off into their maze teams, and then I was sort of left there like, What do I do? So I thought I'll go with the Torture Cell Alive group of actors because it's the attraction I know the most about and I can help them out with positions and things like that. So I went down there with those and met some lovely, lovely people. They were fantastic, and I remember the first sort of bit of acting I got was when we was giving the actors positions around. Amanda said, "Oh, what can we do here?" And I sort of, where I'd done the intros to my videos, I was sort of already had a bit of a knowledge of scare acting, unbeknown to me. So I just got against this wall and started being all creepy like an insane asylum patient. And she was like, "That could really work, that's brilliant." So we carried on going around the maze. To cut a long story short, we got to the end of the maze and they were an actor short. And I was only, I can't remember how young, but school age. And I said, "I'll ring my mum," because she was picking me up, and see if she'll pick me up later, because obviously I was only expected to stay there till 7:30, 8 o'clock, because I was only doing the makeups, and once the actors were in position I could go. So I rang my mum, and that was all fine, and I was going to act for a couple of nights to fill in for some people, but I ended up doing the whole run, and me and Amanda still to this day have a laugh about the fact that my mum had picked me up at 9 o'clock when the attractions didn't close till like 10:30, 11, because I had school the next day. And it's still quite comical, and that's always the sort of the story we tell people about how we met. So I've played in Freak Week 2011, in which I played an insane asylum inmate and a torturer. In Freak Week 2012, I went back into the second year. I was in Quarantine Pandemic, and I played a zombie, more of a 28 days later zombie. 2013, I went on and did the Zombie Lab at the Science Museum in London, which I played a zombie in, but I was more of a brain-dead tame zombie there. 2013 also, I did Pitch Black Scare Attraction, in which I played a lost soul of the factory, someone that had been cut up by this pie maker and thrown down a meat hatch, and I was still alive, so I had a big Chelsea smile and I had bits of pins everywhere. And most recently was Porky's Fear Factory, in which I played a clown in a mirror maze, which was fantastic fun. So I've got a pretty good knowledge of all the different sort of areas of working in mazes and things like that. And most recently in the clown maze, I was sort of an area manager or person on the heads there, whatever you want to call them. I will say it now, speaking from experience, if you do want to get into this industry, you really need to be quite physically fit. Not necessarily, because there are sit-down positions and lay-down positions, but if you want to do, you know, the big zombies and run around insane asylum escapees, you do need to be quite physically fit, because there is a lot of physically demanding set to climb and things like that. And of course you're going to get bruises, nasty ass bruises from banging on walls and hitting yourself when you try and climb up a bit of pallet and things like that. My worst injury was falling off a bit of a pallet when I was in Quarantine Pandemic, and I sprained my Achilles tendon on the second night of the run, and I carried on for the rest of the week, and it was very painful, but such passion for it, devotion for you there. If you do this for, say, a week or so, you will be knackered after it, hands down. I always am, but it's so rewarding when you finally get to scare someone. Can you make money from it and make a living out of it was another question that I saw and Lauren asked me, and I would say unless you've got a permanent attraction near you, such as things like the London Dungeons, Scream at Madame Tussauds, Passage de Terror at Blackpool, things like that, I'd say no, you're not going to make a living out of it. Those jobs at the permanent attractions are there all year round, and you can work in there all year round permanently as a job, but these jobs tend to come up very rarely because a lot of people tend to keep their roles there and never leave. But I have seen them pop up every now and again. If you're not near any permanent attractions, a lot of the time, the only time you're going to see scare attractions is around the Halloween season, and in my 5 years of scare acting, I've always done voluntary work. I've never been paid to do scare acting, but this year I am hoping to go to a paid place, but I don't want to say too much, but it's pretty well known in the UK. so you may be able to guess. Really, unless you can get to a permanent attraction, you're not going to make a living out of it, and I don't even think in a permanent attraction you make much money from doing that. I think it's only sort of like minimum wage, but that depends on where you are in the world. I don't know where any of you are. Something else I want to add on before I go is a story about staying in character. A lot of the time, you get two types of people come through the maze. You get the scared girls, and then you get the chavs. Best way I can put it, really. The scared girls, easy to scare, make your night easy. You know, you really don't have to put that much effort in. But you put in the extra effort to make them poo-wee and puke everywhere. We've experienced that, me and old Rachel, and it's not particularly pleasant, but we knew we were doing our jobs, and it gives you a kick, and it's sick to say, but it really does. Then you get the chavs. So I just wanted to quickly sort of preview a bit of a Halloween themed video for you about how to stay safe, I suppose, and threaten them back when they threaten you. So most recently I'm going to tell you a story about when I was in Porky's Fear Factory playing a clown in the mirror maze. There were certain areas in the maze in which I could see the guests, but they couldn't see me. So obviously I was using that to my advantage, and a girl came in all on her own, so I scared her as you do, and she screamed and then ran back out again, which I thought was incredibly rude, because all I wanted to do was have a nice chat and a dance around and loads of fun and sing lots of songs. But she wasn't having any of that, and she left. So she came back eventually after I got back in my position and whatnot, with a guy that was twice my height, twice my build. He was pretty damn hench, and I could already tell that these were chavs from now, because he was coming around going, oh, screaming at actors that were hidden, coming in, come out, and I was like, no. So I did my scare again. She screamed and cried, so he starts threatening me. He pushed her back and was saying, oh, if you fucking touch her, if you fucking scare her, I'm going to punch your fucking lights out, blah, 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 blah. He went on a bit, and then I just went, shush. I'm going to get into character a bit here, but I won't scream as loud as I did in the maze, because I don't want to disturb people around here. Say this as the girl, and you are the guy that was having a go at me. So you've just gone, and I've just gone. This is a no-touch policy in this maze, didn't you? But if you keep on pushing me and having a go at me, I was only trying to be nice. And if you keep doing what you're doing, I will break the no-touch policy, take you to the pie factory myself out of this nursery, and I will take you and your little girlfriend, and I'm going to rip out your insides. Okay. And at that point she flipped and fell on the floor and started hysterically crying, and then he jumped down and cried as well. So that's the best way to recover from when you're stuck with a chav that's having a go at you. It's part of the job description, you're going to have them, but threaten them back. Never physically, like I said, don't literally grab hold of them and take them to the butcher, but threaten them in regards to the maze, but never act on it, especially if it's a no-touch policy. But he fell on the floor, trying to comfort his girlfriend because she was hysterically crying because she was terrified of clowns. So I've run off into a dead point in which they couldn't see me, but I could see them. I came round again, I jumped around the corner, started singing, and they both screamed and got very scared and ran out the door. Just goes to show you how quickly you can turn the tables for them. And that's taken me quite a few years to work out, how far to go with threatening people. But for Porky's Fear Factory, I knew this was going to be the last attraction I ever did with Tom for a while. I knew I wanted to go all out, and I did, and like favour, it worked for me. I love Halloween. Oh god, it's brilliant. So I hope this video has sort of given you a bit of an insight into working as a scare actor. The best way I would say to get into it is research local scare attractions and Halloween parks near you, or even a home haunt if you're in America. Contact the person who runs that and ask, can I come down and audition? Don't be worried about the auditions because they just tend to be a laugh and workshops. Some places won't even audition you, they'll just bring you straight in. Go ahead and do it for a season, and once you're in the industry and involved and been in there for a couple of years, you're going to hear about all the jobs and all of the different opportunities and things. You're going to hear about them. So you just have to sort of get in there and get some experience. And that's what I did, and now I can't see my life without scare acting. Halloween is literally what I live for now. So that's the best advice I can give you. Throw yourself in at the deep end, go ahead and give it a go. It's fantastic, and I can almost guarantee you will bloody love it. I'm, like, last year, I still working with a couple of people that I worked with the first year I did it. And I've made some fantastic friends, and they are the best friends I've ever had from doing this, and I wouldn't change this experience for the world, even all the cuts and bruises and scars I've got on my body because of it. So I'm going to wrap up this video, as I could talk for hours about scare acting, but I'm going to break them up into smaller videos later on in the Shard of Glass Halloween Academy during Vlogoween. If this video did somewhat help you out, give it a thumbs up, as that really helps me out, and hit that subscribe button wherever it may be, as I'll be posting lots more creepy ass makeup tutorials and Halloween advice and all good things like that. Go on and check out my new vlog channel, which is in the description, and leave me a comment down below to let me know if you've actually got this far in the video, because it's been, I can't see, I've got my glasses on, nearly 20 minutes I've been filming for. Let's see how much I can cut it down in the editing. So without further ado, I shall leave you all now and see you next week with a new video. Take care and stay creepy, people. Look how crap my makeup looks up close. Literally sat there for about 5 minutes. Not even that. Whoopsie.
And splatter everywhere. I'm applying some powder around where the blood goes to remove the shine from the wax. I thought that was a very clever idea of mine, because it was very shiny and made it look like